Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first live concert that we've had in well over a year. So isn't this exciting to be here in this beautiful sanctuary at St. John's Episcopal Church, Ellicott City, Maryland. We are indeed delighted to have all of you with us, especially the people that are here in person because it's their first time in a long time. And to all of you viewers, it's wonderful to have you tuning in while others are coming in. So on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Howard County Concert Odyssey, I welcome each and every one of you. I am Nancy Mason. I am president of the board for the Odyssey, and it's a great honor for me to be here today to personally see those of you who are here in person and say welcome, and please come back again. Today, the concert will be the Bells of St. John's. Many of you are parishioners that are here, so you've heard them before, but an added attraction is we will have other instrumentalists, including a piano, percussion, and a flute. So this promises to be, for all of you, a very special, entertaining concert on a beautiful day. So enjoy being in this sanctuary with the lights coming through, the stained glass windows. Indeed, it is a true sanctuary. Today, we have Jason Largent, who many of you know. Jason is the Director of Music Ministries for St. John's, and he has been the coordinator for this concert, and he's also a participant as he plays many, many instruments. So we thank you, Jason, for all that you are doing with us today, for putting all this program together. Without you and his guidance, we wouldn't have been here today. So thank you, Jason. He will explain to you a little bit later, a little bit more about the program, but I will tell you it's a combination of secular and sacred music. And you will be amazed to hear what this group can produce for you today. So know in this new era in which we're living, the HCCO is continuing to have the music play in Howard County. We're going to be back again in the fall, and a little bit later I'll tell you more about our next series, because indeed it's growing. We used to be a series of 3, and now we're going to be a series of 5. So there are many thanks that I would like to share with you right now. And first of all, a heartfelt thanks to Reverend Ann Bretonia, the rector at St. John's. And it's because of her generosity that we are able to come here, become the Odyssey in residence, and have many of our concerts right on this site. So we thank you, Reverend Ann, for those concerts you hosted in the past, today, and those to come in the future. Again, we're very happy to be the Odyssey in residence. This is our home. So most importantly, I thank all of you as music lovers for tuning in today, for coming today, because without you, there would be no reason to be. And we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I also extend a warm welcome and thank you to the members of our board. Many of them are here today, so those of you who are new, introduce yourselves and make yourself known, because there is space, there's room, and we welcome new people, new volunteers. So any of you sitting here in this audience or up on view, please check us out. We would love to have you with us as we continue to grow. So I thank you all again, music lovers, and at this time, I'm going to ask you to join with me in welcoming Jason Largent and the Bell Ringers of St. John's. Jason?
Thank you, Nancy. A few opening remarks. The art of handbell ringing has been around thousands of years. It began in the Bronze Age. In Greek culture, handbells were used to signal the opening of the fish market. In Roman culture, the opening of the bathhouse. And in medieval times, they were used to ward off demons in funeral processions. The system of handbell ringing that we know today began in England when groups of ringers would gather to practice change ringing. A smaller set of bells, usually 10 to 12, were cast so that they could rehearse the change pattern of the tower bells. In 1902, the Whitechapel Bell Foundry in England awarded an American, Margaret Shercliffe, a set of 10 bells, after she completed 2 separate 2.5-hour change ringing peals in one day. Thus began an interest in handbell ringing in the United States. But today, in the words of great piano performer Victor Borga, we're going to do a little bit of this music and a little bit of that kind of music. Music written especially for handbells, transcriptions of classical pieces arranged for the bells, and music for bells and instruments. We hope you enjoy our presentation, and we thank you for being with us today. My sincerest thanks to Nancy, the Howard County Odyssey, for this invitation. And now, in the words of Shakespeare, Lady Music speaks. A reminder to our audience to please silence your cell phones. If you could please put them into airplane mode or simply turn them off so that our audience at home can enjoy the concert. Thank you again for being with us today. You may notice we're doing a little transition. We're going to switch to solo bell ringing, which Susan McKenzie, right here on my right, is going to be performing 3 selections with piano and flute. And delighted to have her. She hailed to us from St. John's Lutheran over in Columbia. She was the bell director there, and she joined St. John's, and we are delighted to have her as a member of our bell choir. So Susan's getting ready, and I'd like to introduce a few of our other bell ringers. On the very end, Ellen, if you'll wave your hand. We have all walks of life. Ellen is a lawyer, but loves ringing handbells, and she is a mastermind of sometimes doing 2, 3 bells in hand. She'll demonstrate those amazing skills later. And next to her is Jane Tolan, retired from St. John's Parish Day School as head of admissions, yes. And And we have Dave Klaus, a government employee. Like I said, people who have many different professions and come here on Tuesday night to join us and make music together. And then we have Kathy Blank, who is a Methodist who comes here to ring bells with us. So our doors are open to anyone. You do not have to be a member of St. John's to be a bell ringer here. And then our lovely flautist over there today is Carol Diggs. She had her own headhunting business and marketing. And so I'm just grateful for all of them and their amazing talents and the wealth of skills that they bring to our church. So thank you all. The one thing the pandemic has done is certainly created new music, and the next arrangement that we're going to share of My Shepherd Will Supply My Need, the American folk tune Resignation, was actually arranged just this year during the pandemic. So we have a lot of new music. Wonderful things have come out of this adversity.
We're having a few more minutes of adjustment. The word is adjustment, I believe, from Jason. And so while he's preparing and going upstairs for the organ, I'll chat with you just for a couple of minutes. I want to take this time to thank our techie people that are in the back. Thank you particularly to Eric Tisch and his team. They are producing all of the audio-visual, and we're working now off of an entirely new set of equipment, many $1,000s of work. So not only was this wonderful for live streaming concerts, but you can see today by the quality of the music that you're hearing here in the sanctuary, it's being produced through the equipment and all those bright colored buttons and sounds in the back. So thank you to both of you for putting this on today, and as you have in the past and hopefully in the future. Moving on. I was thinking as I was sitting here today, indeed, the gift of music is something very special. And we have so many talented people here today. And not only is it's calming to the soul, it's peaceful, but it's also joyous. And it's uplifting. And these are the sentiments that I think we all need to feel today. Today, as was said in church by Reverend Ann, it's a time of confusion. It's a time of turmoil. But when you come here, it's peaceful, and you can leave all these thoughts behind. And as we hear the music today, you are expressing this so well. So my thank you to all of you on behalf of everyone here today. This is a beautiful concert. It's going to continue. And I'm sure you may be thinking, what's next? So I'll take a minute or two to tell you what's next. I mentioned earlier, we're going to have a concert series for the next year that will encompass 5 different performances. The first will be the Barclay Brass. You will have received a flyer or picked it up on your way in. This is going to be very exciting, and it will be held right here in St. John's Sanctuary on October 3rd at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. is the magic hour for all of our concerts. In the back of your program, please note what the other concerts are going to be. The next one will be the Peabody Jazz Ensemble, and they have been here before, so we're bringing them back because of great acclaim. And so tune in again. This will be on Sunday, November 14th. In March, we don't have a definite date, but here we'll be doing something with some student musicians. It may possibly something like side by side with a professional. We'll hopefully be doing this at Howard Community College, and they are one of our partners. And it's a very exciting time when we work with young people and students because, again, they are the future of music in this world. So people such as the ones you're seeing here, many of them teach music, and I know that Jason does. So when we go out into the community and bring people together in a partnership, this feels very good for us. On Sunday, May 15th, springtime, we will be having the Sight Sheets trumpet and organ duo. And thank you again, Jason, for bringing them to us. And this will be right here again in the sanctuary of St. John's. The final and last performance that we will have will be in June, a date yet to be decided, but it definitely will be a theme and will be military music, and it will come from one of our own armed forces bands. So that will be decided later, and hopefully it will be held at Chrysalis, but not at Chrysalis. If that doesn't work out, then it will be here. So stay tuned. Keep a copy of this program. If you misplace it, check us out on our website, www.hococo.org, and there you will find all the information. So I think I see Jason ready to go. So let's the music begin. Okay, Jason.
wanted to thank Nancy again for the invitation. And with any concert planning, sometimes they're subject to change. And so we did take out the Rumba piece that we had intended on doing. So no percussion today, but maybe a next time or for another time. So instead we included the Andante Maestoso from the Planets of Gustav Holst, and I thought that was appropriate with the passing of the Duke of Edinburgh and our brethren in England. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we're going to finish up today with a patriotic piece, O Beautiful for Spacious Skies, America.
Thank you, Jason and the bell ringers of St. John's. This was a fabulous concert, and indeed, the sounds you just heard, the final sound, brings out the sounds of freedom for this country. Thank you for concluding with such a powerful number. I'm sure you all felt the same as I. Let's have another round of applause. And I hope you will come back again. And I know you're here, so we'll get you. Please know that, and you do know, that this concert was free, as was the one before. But when we go into the next year and season, there will be a charge. You'll need to register and push a little pay button. So today, we do welcome donations. If you choose to do so, you may as you leave the church. Thank you again for attending, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall. October 3rd for the Barclay Brass. Stay well, be safe in your travels, and see you soon.